Hello and welcome to the JB&M Sports Fanatic channel. Thank you for joining me for this video. And we have even more news coming from the Patriots here this time, signing running back Tyler Gaffney. And he spent some time with the 49ers Jaguars. Also, I believe in 2014, a little bit of time with the Patriots as well. So they are somewhat familiar with him. Obviously, he spent some time, playing minor league professional baseball. And so, yeah, he was playing two sports. Matter of fact, going back to the collegiate level. And so he's definitely someone that's very gifted to be able to play multiple sports, especially at the professional and collegiate level. And so excited to see, just what exactly this turns into. Obviously the Patriots, they have a fair amount of running backs already, Damian Harris, and then you can go on from there. Obviously they still got James White. They brought him back. That was a nice surprise to see them be able to retain him. And so, yeah, they've just got a lot of pieces back there, but you never know what Bill Belichick got up his sleeve. So it'll be very interesting to see how this signing works out. Obviously, still got to make the roster. We know that, but yeah, definitely excited for the opportunity there for him that's presented to him. Now, he came out of the draft in 2014 where he was drafted by the Carolina Panthers in the sixth round. Ended up going from there, a little time with the Patriots before, the 49ers and Jaguars as well. But lately, he's been, playing in the minor leagues. And so, yeah, this is definitely an exciting thing here. And just to recap, just to dive into it. So from how his career looked in terms of the NFL, going back to I believe sometime in May in 2014. Obviously, he signed with the Panthers there to a 4-year contract, but was waived in July. Yeah, towards the end of July in that same year, and was picked up a day later by the New England Patriots, who claimed them off of the waivers from the Panthers. And then they ended up placing them on IR later on. And then he would pretty much be on IR through 2015 as well. And then in 2016, he was waived by the Patriots. And then he re-signed with the Patriots later on, actually. So it was like a very small wave, and then he re-signed with them, and then they ended up waiving him again September of 2016. And then from there, they put him on the practice squad. So the Patriots really had him for a few seasons here. They put him on the practice squad, and then they waived him in November of 2016, and then they added him back to the practice squad, and then he pretty much stayed with the Patriots all the way through. His last stint with the Patriots came to a conclusion in March of 2017. And so, yeah, he basically from 2014 to 2017 spent all that time with the Patriots. So they had a great evaluation process of what he can do. And obviously to keep him around that long, although there were times where he was cut, brought back, things of that sort. That's just what happens when you're, on the practice squad and things of that sort. But that shows that there was definitely some real interest, and he did enough to keep them, very interested in him. And then from there, he went to Jaguars in August of 2017, and he remained there until announced his he technically announced his retirement, according to this, in April of 2018 with the Jacksonville Jaguars. But in December of 2020, he was added to the 49ers practice squad. So he's definitely been trying to make a return there. So that's really interesting there. I mean, if you go back to some of his combine measurements and accolades here, he ran a 4.49 at the collegiate, coming out of college, and he had a 36.5 vertical. So yeah, definitely intrigued to see how this plays out for him. And then I'm excited to see, what this is going to look like. Because if there's one thing we know about Bill Belichick, you give him a player like this, he will definitely utilize him to the best of his abilities. That is for sure. And just to touch on, a little bit more of his college stage, Tyler, even though he did not really necessarily get a lot of carries up until like his senior year in 2013, his senior year alone, he had 330 rushing attempts. This is for Stanford. Now he went to Stanford. So 330 rushing attempts for 1,709 yards, averaging 5.2 yards a carry and 21 touchdowns. 21 touchdowns. That's exciting to watch, especially at a school like Stanford, 21. I mean, we all know Christian McCaffrey, he went there and what he did. But yeah, there are some great running backs that go through Stanford. So definitely, that right there alone is fantastic. And then you add on the 15 receptions for 86 receiving yards and a touchdown. So yeah, that was fantastic. Now throughout his entire career, 486 rushing attempts for 2,500 yards, averaging 5.1 yards a carry and 33 touchdowns, and then you add on 32 receptions for 264 yards and 4 touchdowns. So definitely someone that can go out there and make some plays. And the fact that he's a dual athlete, that just goes to attest for how great he really is. He's 6'1", so it's kind of tall for a running back. About 226. So yeah, I'm really excited to see, how this is going to look like. Hopefully we'll get to see him some in the preseason, just so we can, have something to look forward to, honestly. I mean, this is someone that Bill may have, you know, some real plans for. So I'm really excited to see this right here in the backfield for the Patriots and see what this turns out into. And so obviously, when you're looking at, in addition to what he did on the football field, just to point it out, he also, I believe he spent 2 of his collegiate years playing baseball for Stanford as well in 2011 and 2012. And also, in 2018 in the minors as well. So yeah, definitely excited for this. Looking forward to seeing, how Tyler's going to be able to take advantage of this opportunity. And so, yeah, this is going to be great. The fact that they did evaluate him in the past, that just goes to show that he definitely does possess some traits that they do like. So, looking forward to seeing how this looks now, obviously, some years later. So, yeah, I mean, this seems to be the year of comebacks, 2021. So excited to see, how all these comebacks actually work out and if they turn out to actually be contributing moving forward. So, with that being said, thank you so much for joining me for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. And as always, as more news continues to drop, I'm going to post it. I enjoy doing this. So thank you so much for all your support. That means a lot to me. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time.